Good morning, everyone. Sebastian is off to school and Jax is up. They're not dressed. I don't know if he's going to school yet. All that Lily said is you need to brush your hair because you went to bed with it wet. It's rat's nest. He's going to the bathroom, so I'm about to find out if I'm getting him ready to go. If so, he will ride in with me because I am going to volunteer at the school library where they're having a book fair. I'm assuming I won't be filming there, but we'll see. Yeah. Hello everyone, I spoke to you early in the morning and now it is 12 hours later, I think. It's just after 8. I just set up a meeting with my friend tomorrow for breakfast, so yeah, we're gonna meet at the coffee shop in the morning after the middle schoolers go to school. We both have an elementary schooler and a middle schooler. I saw her middle schooler because I was at the middle school. Anyway, Jax was hacking up a lung. I was really hoping he pushed through because I was like, man, it's just going to be like the beginning of the day that you're really coughing as it drains and then you're going to be fine. But I relented and let him stay home. So I went off without him. There's some weirdness where when we were expecting his friend to come up to the door, I was like, oh, well, your friend's coming down the street. Go meet him at the door and let him know that you're staying home. He was walking with one of their friends and they just walked right by the house without even stopping. And they don't have a way to communicate on their own, so it's not like he knew Jax was staying home and we had just decided. So he needs to have a chat with his friend. But anyway, yeah, so I said goodbye and headed to the school. I got there right as they were letting the kids in. 8:30 is when they unlock the doors, and that was when I was supposed to be there. So the doors were wide open, and there was a staff member there, so I came up with my ID, and I'm like, hey, I'm here to volunteer, but he's like, just go through to the office. There's like a door in the vestibule that you can get directly into the office. So I go in, and they recognize me, like, oh yeah, we saw your name on the list when you were coming. And they were like, go ahead to the library and then we'll get you checked in. I didn't know what that meant, because normally you give them the ID and they print out a badge to stick it in and you do that, but I'm like, okay. So I find my way to the library. There's kids milling around, kids coming in the library because the library teachers have a homeroom there as well. No thank you, I just made that. You just wrinkled it all back up again. Can you take your medicine? I'll stop whenever you're ready for toothbrushing. You take your medicine and choose your toothpaste and toothbrush. So I get there, and by this point I've realized I'm probably going to be a cashier. That's probably what volunteering is. And sure enough, there's 2 cash registers set up. They did a lovely job. It looks like the company Scholastic really sets you up with everything you need. You just have to basically have tables. Okay, you can do that, but don't take too long. You're running low on time. Yeah, they had like bookcases that open up to have like merchandise, the non-book merchandise. It all looked really good. And they just briefly went over what we'd be doing and a quick peek at the registers. I've worked retail. It's been a hot minute, but I've also pretty good at poking around computers, so I was like, okay, I can handle that. Even if they handed me a box of cash and said figure it out on your own, I could handle it. I mean, tax would be annoying, but yeah. So the kids came in waves. Basically, it was the very first day, first morning, so not a lot of them had money ready to go. It's the first day after break. They didn't really remember. There was about 20 kids who had an e-wallet set up through their parents, so they were ready to buy books that way. Some kids just had cash. Some had like credit cards and debit cards or money on their phones that they were allowed to go get their phones so that they could pay. But most of them were just writing wish lists. Typically, like one of the English teachers would come in for like a 15-minute slot, and they'd go over everything with the librarians and then let the kids roam around and look at everything, make their wish list. Okay, you all set? Oh, I want you to floss first. You tell me when you're ready for the brushing. Typically when they said, okay, 4 more minutes, we're gonna go back up to the classroom, then we'd have a little bit of a rush at the register. It was me and a grandmother, and I did end up wearing my mask. I wasn't going to. I was just gonna sanitize a lot.
At my school, we like food. The food person who young.
The hostess, yeah.
Well, mine wearing that.
Yeah.
Cause there's a lot of people.
I probably wear a mask.
It's like, cause one side they.
No, I know. I'm probably gonna wear a mask because I won't be eating. I don't wear a mask when I go to your lunch to eat because I have to eat.
Yeah.
But I was thinking I wouldn't because I would be behind the register, but the lady I was volunteering with had a cold, so I ended up wearing it for almost all of it. I'd take little breaks when there were no kids around and I could just stand off on my own. But yeah, it seemed like everybody, all the volunteers, I saw some later when the next shift was starting, and they were sniffling and sneezing, so I'm like, I'm gonna keep this mask on. But everything went really smoothly. In between waves of kids, I was sending pictures to Jax to see what he wanted, and I spent about the same amount as I did for Sebastian's book fair books, but Jax got lucky and two, enough floss? Okay, get more. You can try again. 2 of his books were on sale, so I got 2 Halo books that were like such great deals, like $15 book for $5 and a $19 book for $8. So great deals on these beautiful Halo books. He's going to be reading and reading.
About the book fair now?
Yeah, the book fair, because that's what I did today, so that's what I'm telling him about, the book fair.
Oh, I thought you were like the cat.
No, I haven't done that yet.
That's what I.
Yeah, I don't do that till like the following week, after the weekend, all the way at the Friday of the following week. There will be a parent on Friday there, but not me. Somebody else took the one. I will be doing
My
it.
library teacher. Well, she's not the teacher, but
She's a
person
librarian.
who runs the books. He actually was a math too.
It's a good idea. Anyway, I got Sebastian a couple little trinkets, a cute panda bear pencil and a video game eraser. They had a lot of trinkets up at the register. And yeah, towards the end, when there was a break, they were like, we trust you to scan yourself out, but we ended up doing it together so that they could see the Apple Pay. So I paid with my watch and it worked really easily.
Was this at the book fair where you got this stuff?
Those 2 little things for you, yes. Yeah, at Brothers Book Fair. I'll show you a little video clip. It's very fast clip, but I think it shows the table. Are you done flossing? Okay, everybody, I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Just brushed his teeth, and you'll just have to excuse me as I mill around a little bit, but yeah, everything went smoothly. I love their library, it's adorable. They've got parlor beads and a box of yarn and Legos. I'm sure so many other things. They've got a big wish list. Oh, there's a big puzzle table. I wish I could buy them everything off their wish list. Maybe I'll see if I can send them some parlor beads. But yeah, they've got a nice setup. There's an office I could put my stuff in, and there's like a little kitchenette. They kept offering me coffee, which is so sweet, but I would just need to pee, so I declined. But yeah, I worked from 8:30 to 12:30. My shift ended at 12, but 2 new people came in, and at that point, like, the librarians who were there working through the kinks of me first thing, they were busy. So I was like, I can just stay for the first round of kids.
One note for Mrs. Mitty to keep.
Okay.
One note for
Oh, careful, baby. That's filming right now. I'm ripping off a piece of paper from his Snapchat. Okay, there you go. Take that. So yeah, I just went through everything so that, and had one of the new people ring up and just showed them. They luckily had a more complicated one. Actually, Jax's friend, he used to FaceTime all the time. They're just too busy right now. He came up and he had one of the e-wallets to use, so I was able to walk her through that. It's all really, it's on the screen, but you have to make sure you're not like glazing over and missing the done. Move to the next step is a lot of like pushing the buttons. They make it so easy. You can back out of anything and delete things. A lot of times kids just, their eyes are bigger than their wallets and they have to take things off. They also don't always remember that there's tax, so you have to, when they ask the price, you're like, oh, the posters are all $5, but there's tax, so it is $5.30, because that's just how things are here. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I did, after about a half an hour, go back to the office and be like, I never got my badge. It turned out their system was down, and that's why they said, well, we'll get you checked in later. But I wanted to be official. I realized I was just wandering around the library, not supposed to be there. But I got out of there at 12:30 and then headed home. Jax was telling me he felt great. There's some coughing, but it's just like productive, occasional coughs. He felt well enough that I made us some lunch, and then I started working on the family calendar because at that point there was just like an hour and 15 minutes till bus time, so I didn't want to start painting. So I worked on the family calendar. I'm probably like 75% done. Got Sebastian and Jax. I let him do some video games because he finished his math assignment that's going to be due on Wednesday that he would have been working on in class today had he gone to math. Hopefully he didn't miss anything important. He's got a test at the end of the week. And his math teacher is very clear about everything is on there. You need to look at it, so he needs to look because he's got no one to blame but himself if he doesn't get it done. Anyway, then like the day just goes away. I made pasta for dinner, like veggie pasta, so it's more cooking, but it was very yummy and filling. I got really, really hungry because maybe I shouldn't have had pancakes for lunch, but I wanted them. And then I went downstairs and I had a kit I bought on Pi Day, was it? Yeah, I think it was, no, Prime Day, that's what they call it. It was Prime Day. I got a miniature kit that I was planning on stealing all the plants to and putting in my big dollhouse, but I decided, maybe I'll just build the structure and figure out what I want to do with it. So I started gluing that together because why not? Just why not? I was feeling like gluing a structure together. So I did that until I needed to come up. It took a little too long because I needed to glue some shelves together or stairs together so they can dry and I can paint. This one comes unpainted, which is interesting. Anyway, I need to get myself changed into something comfy. I am still wearing my clothes. I was trying to like fit the dress code teachers have, and I don't think they're allowed to wear jeans, but you know what? I discovered I didn't have anything that wasn't jeans or like leggings, and I didn't want to wear leggings. So I just wore nicer jeans. Oh well, sorry, they didn't care. They were grateful for the help. But okay, I'm gonna sign out. That video just got really long because of all my talking. So good night. Stay safe, be kind, and don't forget, wash your hands.